Hey everybody, Pastor Dan here with a very important update about our plans to resume in-person worship services here at Brockport First Baptist. Our church was among the first religious communities locally here in Brockport to suspend in-person worship back when COVID hit. I'm recording this video on July 7th, and our last in-person worship service was on March 8th, if you can believe it. So it has been 4 months since we've worshiped together in person. Now, we filled that gap in the meantime with online worship services, online prayer meetings, and Bible studies. This pandemic has really challenged us to rethink how we do church, how we do the work of the church, what mediums we use for ministry, and especially how to include folks who, whether due to physical ailments or some other issue, aren't able to attend large gatherings. The church council and I have taken this very seriously. We don't want to put anybody at risk. And I think there is a certain prophetic witness to churches staying online and continuing to do the work of the church without large in-person gatherings, even as bars and restaurants and other businesses are reopening, and we see calls to put our own economic security and well-being ahead of the health and safety of others. And that's why, even as some other churches in our area have resumed in-person gatherings, we've held back. We've waited really until our area is firmly within phase 4 of reopening to even discuss starting things back up. And as most of you probably know, Monroe County officially entered phase 4 of reopening back on June 26th, I believe it was, about a week and a half ago. And the church council met on Thursday, July 2nd to discuss our own plans for resuming in-person worship. And the good news is we have a date. Mark your calendars, Sunday, August 2nd. That's the date we are looking at to resume in-person worship services here at church. That gives us about a month to continue planning, preparing, and monitoring the situation with the virus locally and across the state to make sure that we can all safely return to in-person worship. Now, if you visit our website, brockportfirstbaptist.org, you are going to find a brand new page called Safely Returning to Worship, where we outline what to expect, what's going to be required of us all to safely worship together again in person, and what we're going to need from volunteers. I want to encourage all of you to go to that website and read through it. There's a lot of information there, but I just want to highlight a few things here in this video. The big picture is things are going to look different. We're not going to have the cafe or any of the normal communal food and drinks that we have on Sunday mornings because that's not safe right now. We're going to ask folks to sign in when they enter the building to allow us to contact trace in the event that someone from church becomes infected. There will be no hymnals, Bibles, pencils, envelopes. Anything that you can touch will be removed from the pews. We're exploring no contact options for offering and communion, and we're also going to be roping off every other pew to help us maintain physical distance and stay at about 33% capacity, which is the rule right now, about 80 to 100 people. Now, with all that changing, a lot is staying the same. We are still going to be worshiping together. We're still going to gather together. We're still going to sing, albeit with masks on. We're still going to study scripture together and learn together. We're going to get to see others and converse with each other before and after the service. But we're going to have to do all of that while being very cognizant of the fact that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. We need to be super vigilant and responsible right now. We are going to require masks on everybody over age 10 the entire time you are in the church building. There's going to be no hugging, no touching, no shaking of hands. We will have hand sanitizer pumps everywhere, and we are also insisting that if you are sick or if you've been exposed to someone who might be sick, that you stay away from in-person worship for at least 2 weeks. And there's good news for folks who are stuck at home through all this. We are still going to have an online worship option available. So whether you've been exposed or you're sick or you just don't feel safe returning to worship at this point, we've got you covered. There's going to be a live stream of the worship service available on our website. It'll look a little bit different than the pre-recorded services we've had these past 4 months. There might be an extra click or two required to access the live stream from the website, but that live streaming option is going to be there for you if you can't make it to church. But for those who do plan to return to worship, there are some things we need from you as well. First, we ask that you read through all those guidelines on our website and follow them when you're here. We're not going to tolerate folks violating the guidelines we've set up. If you're going to insist on shaking people's hands or taking your mask off in worship, just stay home and worship with us remotely. You can come back and shake all the hands you want once this pandemic is behind us. But if you are willing to abide by these guidelines and return to in-person worship, then we need your help in a variety of other areas. There are going to be a lot of people who can't make it to church, understandably. We are going to need help on our welcome team with the ushers, children's ministry, the sanitation team that's going to be coming in to clean the sanctuary and other common areas after worship. If you plan to return to church and you're not already serving regularly in some capacity, now is the time to step up. Because we need your help. We need your help if we're going to be able to safely return to worship. So please hit us up at the email address that's on your screen right now and let us know how you can help. And of course, please continue to keep our church, our community, and our world in prayer. Continue to stay connected to our church virtually on social media, the newsletter, the website, our virtual worship services. Stay connected so you can catch any updates, especially as things change. We are still going to be monitoring the situation, adapting our plans as needed based on state and local guidelines. In the meantime, though, go ahead and mark those calendars for Sunday, August 2nd. Continue to pray and remain vigilant. Wash your hands, wear those masks, and we will see you in August. Grace and peace.